as long as you're not trying to do like Roger Rabbit and fatigues or something goofy like that. We have some basic rules, but basically it's a cool paramilitary adventure outfit. Like, you know, I'm a lacrosse player who's like flinging grenades from a lacrosse stick. That's entirely appropriate. You know, this is that kind of over-the-top world. So cosplay is a definite part of it, and just a social fan club kind of thing. You guys are joining that today. You're going to walk out here, you're going to earn your code name. Your code name is actually going to be recorded, and we're going to add you to the official cast list for the Global Operations Force teams. Which means basically also, if you have the code name, nobody else can steal it from you later. So you have that advantage as you play with me today. There you go. All right. So I wanted to, like I said, I want to create that sense that you have joined an ongoing community of people who are engaged with this. Now, we have, sorry, remind myself something. A little Swiss cheese right now. So you're all aboard the FSS Lion of Ireland. It is a special destroyer with high-tech communications and stealth gear. It is commanded by codename Big Irish at your service. Side note, they're actually adding this character to the expansion for the Board King. So, how cool is that? What the? Was that you?
That wasn't me. It was Venom.
It was weird.
Yeah, that was Venom. Okay, great. We better get on this before they shut us down. So you're being addressed by Big Irish. Welcome, Commando Silva, Engineer, Mechanized Operations Expert. Yes, very good. And Commando Jacob.
That's me.
Greetings here from our Occult Operations Service. See Commando Grimson. You're one of those, what they call them, ninjas. Covert Operations Specialist, very good. What kind of bow you got there? All right, then I suppose that's time for everything. Commander Stolsky. I see you have your heavy weapons ready to go. Whisper. Welcome. Good to see you there. And it's actually good to occasionally see you as opposed to hide in the shadows we always do. Commando Kern.
Hi, sir.
Go back away, isn't it? Don't we?
That's needed.
Wee bit. Commander Kearns worked with my special team during World War III. He did a little damage to the block back there. Commando Diallo.
Hi, sir.
You're a first responder, I understand.
Yes, sir.
Very, very good. Been setting fires, but I'm going to look to you. Commando Petrov.
Yes.
I'm given to understand, Corporal Connors gives me assurances that you are fully prepared to do what he's doing there.
Always.
On the side of the angels, as we say. Very good then.
Hopefully.
That is very, very good. I had to really look carefully at your badge there, Commander. That was very, very good. And
Bad handwriting.
you've got some urban combat specializations, I understand.
Yes.
Let me see there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, actually, you're more. Let's see.
I like rooftops.
Oh, very good. Commander Leo? Which service were you with before you joined us?
I'm afraid I can't tell you that.
All right, fine. I'll just look at your jacket then. I have top secret clearance. You're above top secret?
I can't tell you that.
Fine. Commando Stack. Okay, it's another one of our heavy weapons specialists. And apparently you're planning on doing a lot of damage.
No, sir. The opposite.
Oh wait, you're the medic.
Yes,
you're
sir.
You're the damage. You're the.
Did you have a bit of whiskey before the briefing, sir?
We call that breakfast. So actually, you're the medic.
Yes, sir.
Oh, excellent, very good.
Ready to serve.
Well, welcome aboard, all of you. We have a couple of situations going. In one case, we have Lockdown and Octavia operating out there. Lockdown is one of their spy covert specialists for them. Octavia is a professional thief and engineer of her own right. Octavia actually has a harness with crazy octopus-like tentacles that she likes to have running around out there doing crazy stuff. And as I am even understand, they are searching for something. We do not know what, but we need to find out. So half of you are going to be assigned to track them and find out what the hell it is they're up to. But they're clearly have their agents and their assets globally.
Sorry about that, everyone.
Apparently, Venom is.
We got the TV working in the room. Sorry. We're muting that. Now, you may continue. And by the way, medics rule.
All right, very good. Now, are we able to call up that video now?
We are dragging it down right now. I just need the freaking link. Here is
WNM.
WNN, right?
Yeah. And then Freedom Squadron RPG. Boom. That's the channel. Just go ahead and go to the top channel.
I'm going to have to mute the microphone real quick. Everyone who's on the live feed, I'm going to mute the microphone just so we can play this out. A lot of feedback comes through if they
go to videos. And go to Venom Commander Finale message. No, that's the wrong one.
Yep.
There, that one. Nope, you're all over it, right there.
Give me half a second, guys. Let me just mute my microphone.
And then we lost
freedom.
You just,
yeah, I just had to jump away to mute the microphone. We have 38 people watching us. Here we go.
What's going on?
Get this out.
I also have Carnage Core.
Oh, your Carnage Core?
Yeah.
Oh, then you get one less as well.
Yeah.
Carnage Core gets a bunch of benefits, but they do suck it down.
So this right.
Yeah.
You should have
One
two.
gold, one
I gave you. I took one back.
Hold on. You should have 2 gray and 1 gold.
Oh, I should have 2 gray.
You should have 2 gray and 1 gold.
Okay.
Normally, you would get 3 gray, representing 3 bennies, but you get 1 less, so you only get 2. The gold is a separate thing. This is a Sean Fenton house rule thing. All right, so since Andrew went to go get the water, he actually gets 4 plus that one. And then our good friend playing off the side table over there kind of goes down to him. And we'll slide down this side.
Can I? Oh, can I just say I'm amused that one team has both the healers?
Oh, is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm.
Oh, no, it's good. It's good.
All right.
Or will die.
All right. For you. Now, I do not have enough gold chips. We're going to have to use some other chips to represent me. So this will represent him. Those guys we were. We weren't going. I was handing it to you, and then I was handing between you that way. No. So Eddie and Chuck are good. Fine. Now these are for you. The blue chip is the nomination chip. The grays are always your bennies. The other ones are like other weird things. All right. And then this is for Tim.
Big Irish?
Thank you very much, sir.
It's fully water.
It's
Oh
water.
no, the not water is after this. This is why I hope I don't actually have to do any stuff with this.
Not water.
Can you have yours yet?
Yes.
Okay, so these are for you. And then finally, these are yours. So everybody should have 3 bennies unless they're Carnage Core. If they're Carnage Core, they should only have 2. Ando should have 4 because he went down to water, that's why.
Because I'm special.
Because he's special. We knew that, but he went down to water, which is why I did. Okay, so now you have that. There's one other thing that we need to do for you guys. And that's adventure cards. Now, adventure cards are a special thing in Savage Worlds. They're kind of plot-altering events on a card. You're each going to get one of these. If it is a combat-oriented card, you might want to save it for the big boss battle at the end. You can use it during plans and operations, so I'll explain how. If it is not a combat card, if it doesn't have a combat application, and they're very self-descriptive, it's very easy to figure out. You definitely want to use it before the end of the plans and operations session because that's where these cards are going to be really helpful. Why? Because if you come up with how to use it and you come up with a good story in how you use it, that's 2 automatic free successes on the challenge you spend it on. So they're incredibly valuable in that case. So that's fun. That Carnage Core heavy weapon specialist, I would love interest. Ooh. So that one doesn't work. That's why I look at it and filter, but the card just isn't going to make sense. So that's good enough for you.
The ace.
Some of these, by the way, come from the original Shine Tar set. So they're going to read fantasy, reinterpret them for modern, and they still work. And actually, do you have grenades? Alright. Has anybody got demolitions? Alright. Then we'll go ahead and pass it over to you. It says spells, it would apply to demolitions too. And that one for you. Oh, for God's sake. This is the GM's worst nightmare card.
And of course,
I hand it to freaking Ando.
I don't think so. Oh wow! Basically, I can tell him. Yeah, I can tell him no on his GM bidding. All right.
You can basically see to it that a particular character is ruined.
I got you.
It won't let me.
It's actually just exactly as written, going to work for you.
Yes.
I like.
There's a really cool one for you.
I would like.
And that one's for no, that sucks.
I mean, more than that.
That one's good. All right. Now you can actually earn more of these as special awards if you do really well on the plans and operations rolls. So that's the thing to know. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to establish the initial round of challenges for each team. And as I said, there is a problem and puzzle solving aspect of it. Where you guys as players in a meta sort of way are going to go over and go, I'm really good at this kind of thing, so I should take lead on this. Well, okay, I'm going to back you up because it's a really hard thing, and so on and so forth. But organic to that, I want you to be thinking, I have a cool story in my head about what I want to do here, about where I'm going, right? So again, this team is following two special agent types who are obviously searching for ancient artifacts and ancient information about something about the legends and myths of the ancient world. Whereas the guys you guys are following are clearly looking for some special location somewhere in the world. So be thinking about what that might be, where you might be going, and whatever you want to play with. And if any of you have read any of the background information for Freedom Squadron or done yourself, feel free to bring that in. That might even be worth the bonus penny. One other thing, by the way, if you choose to use a suboptimal skill, like you have a really high role in something, and you obviously are going to want to use it as much as possible because you want to do well. But you decide, you know what, I really want to do this challenge, and I'm using a skill that's not optimal. Make sure I know that. Telling a good story and using a suboptimal skill just because it's a cool thing to do is also worth it. So that's something to know. All right, so mission team 1. Your first 2 challenges are going to be a tactical snafu. Right off the bat, oh crap. Now, what it means tactical applies the lead. There's 2 roles to take in solving challenges. Team lead and support. Team lead is a single entity who is the lead, and therefore they make the final roll to solve the challenge. Only one character can do that. And they must use the listed skills with the type. This is a tactical challenge. It's AESR, running, jumping, climbing for trees. Athletics, battle, boating, demolitions, driving, fighting, notice. You don't have to write this down. It's on the card. Pass it around. Piloting, riding, shooting, survival, tracking. So if you do things well, combat things, driving and piloting things, active physical activity things, that character, will be a good choice for lead. Important points. If you are not the team lead and you're the support, it doesn't matter what's on this card. You can choose any skill to support a challenge. You can use your persuasion. You can use your computer skill, whatever. You just have to tell a cool story about what you did to provide the support. A typical example I've given in the past is an interaction challenge where somebody said, well, I got contacts in Taiwan. It's underground. I'm going to go and talk to them. And the person who's the shooter, it's an interaction challenge, which is persuasion face stuff. They're like, oh, I'm going to go in. I'm going to use my shooting. Well, what are you doing? Well, Venom ninjas are everywhere, and they're especially everywhere in Taiwan. And so I'm going to be popping Venom ninjas so they don't get my person I'm supporting while she goes and talks to her contacts. That's a perfectly valid story for how you use shooting to support an interaction challenge. So, team 1, you have a tactical snafu. Now, again, you guys will be able to kind of move and talk, and we'll have some time to kind of look over and decide how you're going to do that. But that's one of your 2 initial challenges. Team 2, your first challenge is a covert challenge. It is at major issue. Major issue means a flat -4. So you're only gets a 4, but all rolls, support or lead, are -4. So you're going to need to stack up some benefits on this one. Covert requires computers, electronics, so the technical side of things can apply, investigation, notice, stealth, streetwise, thievery, and tradecraft. Tradecraft, by the way, is the super time stuff, right? Bribery and understanding enemy spy operations and everything. So this is a covert challenge, major issue. Now then, the second challenge for Team 1, a technical challenge at situation normal. Situation normal means no bonus, no penalty. So that's a good one, right? Nice to have a little good variation off of the snafu. Computers, these cards are also slightly out of date. It's actually academics. There's an academic skill, not education skill. So academics, computers, electronics, healing, investigation, logistics, psionics, repair, science, and spell casting. things that you know, things that you've trained in and know and have expertise of some kind. That's what you need to solve. Again, the team lead must use one of the skills on this card. Anybody in support can use anything as long as they tell a good story. So team 1, there are your 2 challenges. Team 2, your second challenge, oh, congratulations, a tactical jackpot. Jackpot is the opposite of a disaster. So tactical, same thing as before, athletics, battle, loading, blah, 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 blah. Jackpot means all rolls on this card are made at +2. And everyone on this team gains a tactical contact at D8 or a tactical focus. That's a special mission reward. I'll explain what those are when we get to that point. But basically, everyone who was involved in this card will either meet someone during the mission that they can then call upon later to help, or they'll get a +1 bonus on one of the tactical skills that they have with a focus, basically. Like could be shooting +1 with assault rifles, or +1 with a bow, or something like that. So it's a bonus to one of the listed skills under certain circumstances. So there's the 2 challenges for Team 2: a covert major issue and a tactical jackpot. It looks like Team 1's already run off with the cards and is looking at those. All right, so the other thing I need to know is do I actually have the miniatures split accordingly here?
Looks like it, yeah.
So which one's yours? Okay.
That one, the first responders coming down to you.
Pass it down.
So the first one is over here.
Yeah.
And I think that's everybody on this team, and then these should be the miniatures for everybody down here.
5?
No, it's 6.
Six.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, the behind yellow one. Okay, yeah.
So what will happen is when I get the cards back down here, whoever's lead, and I'm grabbing a random one. Whoever's lead would be we'll put on that side of that end of the card represent that they're the final person, and then whoever's supporting, we would do that. So that's what it would look like. In this case, it would say these 2 characters are supporting that character for that challenge, while these 2 are supporting that one. I'm not assigning that at all, but there it is. So now is the part, like I said, where you guys as individual teams need to work out how you want to do this. So start talking.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
And if you have any questions, let me know.
What's on your
How do you apply the bennies?
Yes.
So bennies are used for re-rolls if you roll a bad roll.
Okay.
You can also do something that we call extra efforts. Extra effort means instead of re-rolling, you spend the benny, you add a die 6, you do whatever your final result is. They are mutually exclusive. If you choose to re-roll, you may not get extra effort. If you choose extra effort, you may not get a re-roll. They're also important for soaking damage. If you get shot up, you spend bennies to try to not die.
Okay.
Those are the 3 major things that you do.
Bring it all together.
Gotta figure out.
Okay. So I'm bad at driving and shooting. That's why I'm making a sniper and a stunt driver. So basically, I can do all of those kind of things.
And I can shoot.
I'm good at investigation, and if we play the story right, I can add +3, maybe +4 to it.
I'm good at survival and tracking.
So
I have good healing and fighting. For the first one, computers.
Yeah,
You
technically.
have 2 ninjas and a spy. Your covert capabilities are pretty high.
He basically read my character sheet.
So well, the first thing
So,
we need to
you know,
do
the
is
biggest thing we've got to
use
figure out here
the lead and then we'll
Number one.
balance out
What is it?
based off who
Yeah,
has
what
the
does it
highest
have?
dice.
Who needs dice? You need
And
dice, right?
if it's, but it's not easy to choose.
I can use the spare D6 for the wildlife. Other than that, I'm good.
Things like that.
What about damage? What about any damage you're rolling?
Actually, let's see. Damage one more D10 and the looks like
I think the biggest thing
That sucks is
to use
going to set the numbers of challenge. So you're gonna be started with
What is it?
if you get a 4 or higher,
They've been asking around from a source, but it wasn't that, it would be different. Not goals, depending on what it is.
No.
So you can have one take the lead.
Pretty sure.
What I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's, yeah.
Okay, so the two.
So this one, instead of rolling, we figure that out. We're rolling against the leader.
We need lots.
Okay.
I forget what he said, but it's pretty
How
much.
many?
Yeah,
actually, no, I need two D10,
So I think
and probably another D8.
What you guys do.
Wait, I've got two D8.
We're really good at this.
Yes, yes, okay.
And I'm good at driving, so if you want her to be, I can support for you.
If I've got contact and stuff, I've got the other guys and contacts and things. Never help me. I'll call my guy. I'll call my guys. You call your guys.
Okay.
Okay.
She's got to be
That's how that comes.
that might be helpful. So,
Okay.
You're playing,
And then once we kind of get all this, then we'll do the next.
So do you have access to the image?
Basically, I
To the image file for-
Even Beagle image files.
The
Basically, the card carriers. Jackknife, Mayhem.
Three of us, I don't.
Okay, this is me. Let's see.
I'm the sniper.
I think this is.
Actually, just go to Spyglass Games.
Yeah, I can look, because I bet the,
And then.
I just want to pull up Mayhem, Lockdown.
Use your Google Flu.
Games?
And figure it out and go, you know what, I know where the number is. Let me get into the library of whatever computer system.
someone was watching live feed.
Let me get some
He's like,
information.
scare the shit out of me, I was in the shower.
If you're doing
Venom attacks in the shower. Be watching.
As long as it's an interesting story.
You're crazy, man.
Pull up Venom Assault on
I've got investigation.
the art gallery. So let's go ahead and show them.
I have D6.
I'm sure the first one is the bad guy's lockdown. That looks good.
Yeah.
Right.
You only do one at a time, right?
Unfortunately,
So, folks, real quick, that is lockdown.
You gotta go to South America. Okay.
So we're just pulling up some images so you guys see some of the people that you're tracking down. So, and then Octavia. There she is. So here's Octavia. There's a decidedly Dr. Octopus thing going on there. Let's go ahead and do Jackknife and Mayhem.
Okay, so that's what you're gonna.
Jackknife.
There's Jackknife. Team 2, there's Jackknife.
And I think from what we were saying that.
And your last foe is Mayhem.
And this is Mayhem.
Some of you guys are aware of some of the other things like that.
So those are the 4 Venom folks that you guys are up against.
In addition to being a sniper, you get the +4 shooting. I get another marksman, you get another +4 shooting. So basically, as long as I can run down, I also have a secondary marksman. That gives me a sheer boost and blockage, which is once we figure that out. And I can also run faster.
All right, so team 1, how are we looking?
I think we got our team.
All right, let's go ahead and get.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out that.
Let's go ahead and get it set up there. Then. Let me get your cards.
Easily infiltrate and spam, but yeah.
So,
Yeah, and then we say, hey,
Bueno is lead on your technical challenge, which looks to be Commando Gas.
And stack.
Commando Stack are supporting. And it looks like the Commando. Oh, you want the name, just write in big bold, the last name, nothing else on your side and have it show it, because that will be easier to see.
There was a Sharpie floating around.
And tell me one more time how to pronounce that.
Aratalis.
Aratalis. Commando Aratalis is taking lead on this tactical challenge with Commando Diallo and Commando Petrov backing her up. Meanwhile, let's talk to Team 2. What do we got going on here?
Well, since we don't know exactly what they're doing, we're going to use, the spy guys are going to use their contacts to kind of see what have these guys been asking around underground stuff, black market stuff, where things are. Once we figure that out, then we're going to bring in the other skills, depending on what this passage is.
Turns out
if it's a code or if it's whatever.
All right, so who's taking the lead on the covert?
I guess I am.
All right.
it was probably the best.
Where we were trying to strategize on.
So-
And then maybe the two connections for you.
That is.
Yeah, somebody that's got contacts or streamlines, that sort of thing, can
Yeah.
pull from mine.
Yeah, so yeah.
Thematic is fine.
Yeah.
And I love it. But just
We're gonna try to
Right, exactly. But it seems to be a great team. Is it 3 of us going out and infiltrating our network?
So who's taking the lead on the tech? Is there a
infiltrate
driver?
the
Is there a
Vatican.
machine gunner? Driving is
Because they're home libraries and things that can help with
Yeah,
the
I've got
I've got some data. I've got good data.
Okay, so basically, the two of us
So I
are
can
like,
do some research and kind of see
yes,
like this is
Well, first off, you have a cool
Right.
story on your head
I can-
about what we're to do to solve that
this is
challenge.
how did you kind of get into that?
Okay, so I want you to think about cool story because now that you're leading
might
every
actually go over that.
you're going to do something cool here.
Yes.
So you think what that cool thing is going to be.
Yes.
So,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are helping
I
write
can
the
give
script.
a
So what's going to happen is going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, if I can crank it down just a little bit so that you guys can hear me. What's going to happen here is just be like the ninjas and covert guys they're planning on their mission resulting in generating information.
Yep.
That then the other team, which is the three of you, are going to then run a raid of some kind perhaps.
Right, basically,
Go in, get a location.
we're gonna call in, okay, we've got location, you guys gotta go now, kind of thing.
Or if we need more information, we'll use their squad.
But it's a tactical challenge, so it's going to be an action thing that happens. There's 3 rounds. You're not going to get the final answer right now. It's going to lead towards a final conclusion. But this is the first.
Yeah, so my big idea I'm thinking of is that basically we try to find someone who has the information we need, and then they have to track that person.
There you go. I like it. In fact, I like that enough. Boom. There's a betting for you. All right, so that means an instruction.
It's either a person or a thing. They have to go
You guys are doing the instruction. Great mission impossible.
With the sleeper.
So, with the instruction, we're going to have our machine guys, doing something. We're going to have our driver do the final action.
That way you can play your straight.
Or we having our maid do something with with tactical. So you may want to go and support because in support you can use your stealth action. Because you
Because if it's say it's an object or a person, we or like something out of this world.
So
We gotta be armed with you because you gotta counter.
Nate or Lucas, you want to lead? All right, so we'll have Nate in the lead. All
I
right.
can get my hand on something.
Now, since Team 1 had their stuff figured out first, we're going to let you do first resolution. So, which challenge are we handling first? The technical one or the tactical one?
We're pretty solid too. We don't really care.
Okay. So,
We'll go the technical one.
we'll do the technical one. So, since your character is in lead, you establish the parameters, and then we find out from the support guys what they're doing to support that parameter. So, what's going on?
Okay, we have decided that the best thing to do is to infiltrate the Vatican Occult Library. I will be going in as one of the librarians, but in order to do that, we'll have to arrange for one of the actual librarians to take a nap. Luckily, we have one of the best shooters available in the world to assist in his nap taking.
I assume with a non-lethal.
Yes.
Because it is actually not the Vatican. The Vatican got blown up during World War III. Rome was nuked. It has been moved. It is now Alvarado City, which is this is a real thing in the timeline. They moved it to the capital city of Brazil, the city of Brasilia. And there's a peninsula that it used to be the Alvarado Palace. They vacated and gave it over to yes.
I just want to interrupt to say we won our enemy about $5,000 already.
What?
It's
Whoa!
gone now, but yes, we have about $5,000.
Woo-hoo! Freedom! For Sean actually having a life. All right, fantastic. So Alvarado City, so same difference. Now, Freedom Squadron is in good stead with them, but at the same time, you don't necessarily want to tip your hand to the enemy if they're paying attention. So it's still, I'm not establishing in the reality for people who've been reading that they would understand that this is not that you're attacking the Catholic Church, but because the bad guys may have infiltrated, you're trying to be covert about it.
So we don't want the actual librarian to be hurt during whatever they're going to do.
So
you're
instead of knocking them out, I'm going to bring them in some type of
Really? Okay.
They said we're on good terms with them, so I'm going to distract them.
Oh, well, no, they're still librarians, and they're still disciplined. They're still going to do their job.
Right.
So, it's not like, hey, buddy, let me show up and cause you to come play cards instead of doing your job. I don't think that's necessarily unless your persuasion's really good.
Right.
Okay, well,
Back in martial arts.
So you're going to martial art. Okay, and what are you doing in support?
So I'm going to use my data acquisition skill to try and find the tome within the Alvarado City area that we're going to be pursuing within that. So I want to use that to gather the information.
Oh, very nice.
And then I'm going to use my computer/electronic skill to leak that information to, so it may be picked up by the bad guys to draw them to us so that we can capture them as well.
So you're trying to set up a long range, intercept with that. Right?
Yeah.
And then finally, so actually, let's do it this way. So you are quietly subduing and neutralizing the librarian so that Ueno can take the librarian's place. And meanwhile, you're in the background running some data management kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do then is we're going to run our support rules. Now, these are based on standard Savage Worlds rules. The thing that I do is I take standard Savage Worlds rules, and then I layer in additional stuff that plays with the established rules. So what we're really using are these standard Savage Worlds cooperative roles. And that's how we do this. And it's also sort of an extended dramatic task. We've read those rules and other rules. So we start with Commando Gast, extracting the established librarian. And you said you wanted to use martial arts for this? Mm-hmm. So that would be your fighting check.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
You guys have decided, or the narrative we've decided that it's some sort of occult items that you're trying to get?
Right.
Okay, cool. So that.
Oh, we knew that as that.
So remember, because you guys are feeding each other
right,
stories as well.
because that can help tell our story.
All right, so you're going to roll a d10. Also, because you're a wild card, you roll a d6. Now, situation normal. Situation normal means that there is no penalty or bonus. However, unfortunately, your best result is a 3, which means you will not generate any benefits. Now, you're in the support role, so you may or may not be worth a penny right now since it's not a particularly hard challenge. Mechanically speaking, it's probably not worth necessarily spending a penny unless you're just really feeling it. By the way, I just realized the Love Ventures could have actually worked for exactly what you were doing. And you could still spend it. You could still spend it if you wanted to. If you wanted to go ahead and say, I want 2 successes on this right now.
The beautiful librarian. How you doing?
So, there you go. Matter of fact, so here's how this plays. There is no bonus to your roll. Okay. But there is automatically 2 successes on this challenge already.
All right.
And that is because, and well played, that is because you went for the martial arts thing. This is the narrative exchange thing. So as a GM, I'm going to throw some story at you. So you went for the thing. Turns out she's really good. Like, what are you doing? And then you guys are like, have a cool fight. There's a whole fight sequence between the commando soldier and the librarian in the stacks. And then there's a moment where like you guys kind of lock up. and you kind of put the sauce on a little bit. and she's, why is a Freedom Squadron soldier attacking? What is going on? At which point maybe there's a what happens?
I tell her what we're trying to do. That we're trying to stop the venom.
Why did you just say so? Come on. Let's go.
So we go play cards.
She actually is going to assist bringing, because she understands, but if we do have spies, okay, we'll keep it quiet, but I would assist your friend. So you convert a bad situation into, and then the 2 of you become friends, which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and award you a technical contact. You want to write down technical contact, and there's actually, there's a random, the system has a randomness to it, D10.
Wow.
So what that means is you can call her in on future challenges. If they are of a technical nature, she can roll a D10 as a support roll for a technical challenge on your behalf. So that's So you got to come up with her name and her backstory. She becomes a permanent part of your character's backstory in life. So that's the thing. So now we move on to Commando Stack. Yep. And your data
acquisition to see what's the
our medic who also has other cool skills.
Yeah, so I want to see what the tone is that we're looking for and try and this is where we need to be. This is where we need to be.
Which skill are we going with? I think it sounds like computers.
It's computers. Does the digital acquisition count?
Yes.
Okay.
That's searching the Vatican archives.
Yes.
Not the ones in the front of house.
Right. The deep secret stuff that only the Pope has.
What is your computer skill roll?
Mine's a D8.
All right, and roll D6. And what bonuses do you have?
A +2.
There you go. So you went with a 5 + 2 becomes a 7. Mm-hmm. That is still, it's not quite a raise, but it's a success. So now you have given Chuck a +1 on his character's roll.
All right.
So now we move on to Commando Dueno as the final resolver of this challenge. What are you doing?
Okay, since I've been directed to the probable targets that the two Venom agents are going to go after, I'm going to infiltrate the area, find the best position to spot them and get them before they do.
All right. So, which skill are you invoking for this?
Since I am looking for the book, and looking for the best.
It has to be like investigation.
It will be investigation.
Perfect.
Since it involves infiltration of the library, I will be getting a +1 on that.
Okay.
So I also get
+1 from him.
you.
So you're a net +2.
Actually, it's going to be +3 because I have investigation.
Actually, then +4. So you're rolling at +4.
So that's going to explode.
Oh, here we go.
So that's going to be 14 + 4 is 18.
Holy crap! So that is 4 successes. Every 4 is a success.
Yep.
Go to stack up. Nicely done. So that means for freedom.
For freedom.
That means you guys end up with a total of 6 successes on your first freaking challenge.
Yes.
So there's an additional benefit to that. For every challenge that you get 3 or more successes on, you also earn, and I use these tokens for it, a free redraw. So even though you don't have a command character involved, on the next round of cards, this can be spent to get rid of a card and get it replaced with another card. So you earn that for getting 3 or more successes. Now, because this has got a long view thing, what I'm going to do is take that narrative and I'm going to play it a little bit. You have established the book, and you've established, that it is a book about the ancient world. There's stories and legends of ancient kingdoms in the prehistory during the time of dinosaurs, for crying out loud. And because of the level of success you guys have acquired, I'm going to go ahead and give you a hint word here. You come across the phrase, the term of a type of being called grift stalls. GRIFSTALS. And by the way, this is hidden history stuff. This is not out there anywhere. This is deep conspiracy stuff that clearly the Catholic Church has been kind of sitting on. And there's no indication whether they believe this or not, but they have the information about it. You come across this. However, we have staged the operation. But that's where we are now. We've staged it. We know where the book is. You've done the lore. We're going to hold the scene there, actually. Right? You know you can grab the book at any time, but right now we're still kind of like in position. And let's see where the story takes us from there. All right. So that challenge is successful. Now we're going to cut over to Team 2. So this was done, and we'll pull you guys back here. Team 2, I think you had decided you wanted to do the covert challenge first.
Yep.
All right. So talk to me. We've got Whisper in the lead. So what's the premise?
The premise is that once we have figured out that this is cult related, I'm going to use my contacts on the black market, because obviously that stuff kind of gets tossed around.
Yep.
To see if we can get a little more information as to where this particular book, it opens this passage to some other realm.
Okay.
So we're going to, we have to know where it's at, so we kind of need to know a little bit about that.
So you're hitting the black market. Just give me a location. Where in the world does Whisper want to go? You guys can use this as totally a travel log thing, right? You can pick anywhere in the world that you think would be interesting. Casablanca, Hong Kong, any place like that.
Oh, I know. Okay, it's easy. It's going to be in the Middle East, where the Tigris and the Euphrates converge, where Eden was, as far as the Bible.
All right, so some city near there that you're going to go talking to some people. All right, so that puts Grimson and Kearns in support. Kearns, what are you doing in support of this?
He's trying to arrange a contact. I'm going to be nearby at a cafe, completely in disguise, making sure that it's not trapped. And basically, as some Venom agents try to infiltrate, we're basically quietly be taking them out and doing.
Make sure they're not getting paid.
Congratulations, mic drop. You totally get how this works. So which skill are you invoking? Martial arts or let's fight?
Yeah, I'm going to use martial arts. So I guess it'd be fighting skill.
All right, so that would be, because all these are results only with fighting skill. So you will then make a fighting check. You are unfortunate -4. So
The good part about this is, in this particular area of things, people take money no matter what side it is.
I do have infiltration specialization, so I'll be adding that as well as the corporate defense act.
I will allow. So anybody see what GMing is? absolutely hardcore. Technically, that wouldn't necessarily work, but it is a great story, and therefore it should work. And therefore, yes, the combination he's modifying his fighting with not fighting things, but the story he told makes that work. So we're going to allow the +3, which means you're only in that -1.
Okay, so that's still 7 minus 1 is 6.
So that still ends up generating a bonus of 1 that Chuck will get to use on his roll, which moves us now to I'm sort of trying to remember his name, Grimson. So Grimson, what are you doing in support?
I'm covering the high ground.
So you're up on the roofs.
Prayer tower.
Okay.
Up high and watching for any other possible combatants moving in at the level or above, or any other type air support that I can take out to give them cover.
So right about I'm gonna throw a little scene in. Current has got this one who was kind of moving in while Whisper's making the move into the connection. And as Current is dragging in, there's another one comes around. It was a waiter, but they pull out like a hatchet. So I'm gonna think it's shooting. All right, so it's a shooting check. Go for it. You are -4 because things are very chaotic here. It's clear that Venom operatives are causing all kinds of issues, so it's a difficult shot. Now you will roll your shooting, but you will also roll a wild die, D6. Alright, so the unfortunate part is that's a 4, but 4 minus 4 means a 0, so you don't quite get the shot off and things start to get a little messy. Okay. You could spend the Benny to extra effort or re-roll. It's entirely your call. You also have the adventure card I handed over, which you can consider spending. Either of those, if you spend the adventure card, since it is in fact a shooting thing, you would buy 2 successes on this challenge immediately, and therefore,
I'll do that.
So you do want to do that. Okay, very good then. So you're trying for the shot, it's not working out. I see some sort of cool parkour thing maybe, and then you're like, boom! And as you go over the alley, you drop it down. So you actually do get the shot off, and you manage to take out the lead operative that was leading the rest of the folks that were coming after you, which is why now you've got 2 successes on that kind of challenge. I picked that card. I know. But you brought 2 successes on that, so that helps you move. So Whisper, it's down to you. What skill are we using here?
Okay, we're doing a little bit of combination stuff. So I'm using my my normal my streetwise.
Streetwise, I was about to say that.
Streetwise and investigation, a little bit of persuasion to kind of get to the right person that they need to know. And then I will also back that with some tradecraft related to, because when he talks.
So all those apply, not a problem.
Yeah.
Which of those is finally the skill you want to roll? So you have to pick one of those, and maybe pick the best one.
Streetwise.
Okay, so it hopefully comes down to a streetwise roll. Now then, you are at -4 for the card. You're at +1 because of any support. Do you have any other bonuses like infiltration or anything like that that's not here? I think you have infiltration, right?
I do.
All right, so
total of +3.
All right, so there you go. That means you have +3 from that.
Yeah, +3 from that, and then my +1.
So you offset all of the penalties.
So it's a straight
You're now
roll.
at a net 0.
So it's a straight roll.
So straight roll.
Yeah, 3.
This is where it's been saying. Now, you have a choice. Let me cover the choice. The 2 choices you have here, this is the same for any of you when making a trait roll. Trait roll is whenever you roll something that has a wild access to it. You may either, and this is standard Savage rules, re-roll, or, and this is a bonus rule that came out of Savage Rifts and Shinetar, and we apply here too, extra effort. Now, a re-roll means just straight up a re-roll. You start over. You can re-roll as many times as you like, though, so there's the advantage of that. Extra effort is you take a single die 6, you add it to your best result, and that's it. You do it once, it's one and done, and that's it. So you do the gamble, but if you're really close to success, you win. Now, if you re-roll, you may not extra effort. If you extra effort, you may not re-roll. So it's a one or other situation.
Well, since we need a 4, and so I'm really there.
Yeah.
So
We can do extra effort because the upside is it could be
So
really.
you spend the Benny, and where's the Benny? Okay, so you spend the Benny, you add a D6, and it's on top of the 3.
There you go. It explodes, right?
Yes, it does, and you do want to rack them up.
Oh!
Are you kidding me with this?
17, 20 total.
Oh!
No,
So it went from not looking real good to 7 successes.
Oh, goodness.
on that challenge.
Well, I mean,
So,
I like the Mission Impossible stuff where it looks like these are failures and actually part of the plan. All
Exactly.
All that stuff.
so, we're in Alvarado City. We've identified this book that refers to the grift stalls and the passages below. You take out the operatives. You find out that they were your contacts lead you to, and you're not there yet. So I'm pointing you at the next possible thing, which actually leads to you guys. There is an archaeologist who has studied the travels and works of another archaeologist, and what was his name? You know who I'm talking about.
Yes, Andrew Paulson.
The works of Andrew Paulson from the 1800s. He'd done a presentation in Cambridge about the ancient world below and the grift stalls and these ancient civilizations. He was laughed out of Cambridge. But he then disappeared with a team of people looking for these passages. You actually come with that level of success. You come up with that information. And you know this archaeologist who specialized in studying this, but he's in Venom hands. So that leads us to your extraction operation. But first, come back to this team, and you have your tactical operation, which, if I may be so bold, that may be you're trying to intercept the bad guys who are coming for the book.
that kind of works well with what we were thinking.
All right, very good. So we have the sniper, Talis.
Yes.
Hey, I got it right. Talis is our sniper, so she's handling the primary. We have Petrov and Diallo in the backup on this. So establish the specific premise of what you're hoping to accomplish here.
So generally, what we're trying to do is, what we're trying to do is basically we're going to let them steal the book.
Well, yeah, we're trying to lead them into an ambush.
Yes, yeah, we're trying to lead them into an ambush. So we're going to let them steal the book, sort of follow them outside the city to this wooded area where they're going to meet up with their fellows to be like, hey, look, we got the book, and then leave here going to take it away.
Yeah, so from there, our plan is that I, being stunt driver, will drive, our ATV or whatever with Diallo hanging on the back. I'm going to pull off a stunt drive to catch some air to basically distract him. He's going to basically aggro them a bit. I'm going to drive up to a sniping spot and start working to pick them off. But the whole thing is kind of a ruse because she is already waiting and is going to pull off the final, final shot.
And this is to stop the team that is after the book. And
Yes.
I should try to capture them and extract information.
Yes.
All right. This all makes sense to me. Now you are in Snafu country. Snafu country means you're up against the enemy leadership.
Yeah.
I get a D10
Yeah,
a wild die to oppose you.
Yeah,
Oh wait.
And why is that? That is because Octavia herself is
Woo.
here.
Yeah.
See, I told you guys it was probably
Yeah,
going
this is this still
No, you
C1.
said,
This is still the first round.
This
But
is the last
Octavia
lockdown.
Octavia herself is here, and she's the one that you're trying to stop.
Okay.
So I have the option of sending names and rolling in opposition to you. So the first thing we do is either, it sounds to me that the story is at this point, Petrov and you're driving. Check?
Yeah, driving.
All right,
Question: does stunt driving does that add anything to my roll, or is that just?
That's good. The
It's
stunt
flavor.
driving, well, here's the thing. It's flavor. It's going to be applicable in actual tactical combat
Okay.
situations. However, because we're in cool narrative and you described a neat story, I am going to give you a +2
Cool.
for that.
Awesome. Well, my driving's a D10, so
All right.
5 plus 2, so 7.
Yeah, I will be mine. So that means you do not succeed, which means that
All right, hold on, wait, hold on. They need more extra effort.
you all right. Then you can. Give me those things. I want those things. I'm not gonna. All right, so you are soon on that.
That's another 3, so that makes 10.
Okay, now, like I said, the bad news. I also get to spend money, so I'm also going to extra effort.
No.
Now,
is this just for his role?
Huh?
Is this just for his role?
Yes, it's
No,
only
this is just supposed to
She's
be.
opposing the roll.
Yeah.
So my point is, if I roll a 1, you succeed because you have still achieved the number. If I roll any higher than that, I'm still going to beat you on this. And I roll a 2. So, unfortunately, you do not get the maneuvering that you need. Things are not going quite as well as you like because Octavia is bad news.
She is bad.
Yellow, what were you doing?
Okay, so I was going to jump out of the ATV into the forest and have Octavia and whoever else chase me in the forest. But since I'm at home in the forest,
I like it.
I was basically going to direct her in the direction that I want her to go without.
You're still trying to maneuver them.
Still trying to maneuver them, yes.
Yeah. So what skill are you invoking?
Survival.
I like it. Well done.
This is the backup plan.
Yeah, nice use of survival.
Yeah.
So you roll that. By the way, if I did not explain it before.
So do I get the +2 from Woodsman?
Yes. Yes, you do.
So I see a +4.
I will point out to you guys, these gold chips or the odd colored chips that I handed out to you, these are what are called nomination chips. You have the ability to nominate someone for a bonus Benny. In other words, if somebody does something you really like, you can go, that was really cool, it was a great idea, a good role play. You turn this into me, and then they get an additional Benny because you did it.
Also,
So what'd you get?
8.
I got 10. So again, things are.
No, ready to reroll.
Can you reroll? You want to reroll? All right. Very good.
I got a 4 on the sky.
Yeah, he had 4.
All right.
All right, so that's 10.
There you go.
So you managed to just pull a success, which means I will say this: you do not have Octavia herself, but you have a number of her associates. You have sidewinders, not sidewinders. What are the woodsman ones?
Pythons.
Python? No, not pythons.
You guys, the woods are pythons.
No, pythons are the big armored guys.
Oh, you're right. Constrictors.
Constrictors. Yeah, you have venom constrictors, which are basically the jungle and forest operatives.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of them that are in fact peeled off and chasing after you. So so it's a bare success, and so but it's still success. So this means that ultimately you're going to have a +1 from his support because every success and raise you get +1. So we're down to you doing the sniper thing.
So
Octavia.
I've been waiting for the last couple hours on a skyscraper at the edge of the nearby city. So I've just been sort of pointing at this place in miles.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay,
We
no,
have
that's
this plan.
that is totally over the top and totally fine.
So, and since I've been sitting there and waiting, I can use my sniper and marksman. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So the sniper ability supersedes marksman, which means they don't stack. Marksman gets you +2 when you don't move. Sniper means as long as you take more than a round, a round or more, you get +4. So it is a +4 that you're invoking there.
Okay.
And +1 because of the allies.
So they weren't being terrible.
What are you doing?
It's all part of the plan.
What is it you're doing though? Are you shooting her?
I'm trying to disable Octavios.
And I'm going to give you a bonus spending for that.
Yes!
I love that word too, Octavius.
That is.
All right. So here we go.
Okay. And that's a bendy.
I have a 9.
Yeah, that is
That's a
definitely a
bendy
thing you reroll.
reroll.
That is
Well,
100%.
Do I reroll the wild die as well?
When you reroll, you
It's a full
reroll.
reroll.
Big total start over.
I mean, almost think it's going to be better than that.
So side 10.
Yes. 10.
I don't think so, Sean.
Oh. Are you sure you want to spend that? That's a big
I think it's
Okay,
early.
fine.
I think it's
I
early.
was. This was a good. Okay.
That's
Fine.
a big deal.
Fine. I'll let you have this one.
Wait for the big fight.
Or when they're about to get away. You get
All right. So
I'll let you have this.
I'm spending a penny to extra effort. You still, because I'm doing it, I only get to do this once. You still have rerolls ahead of you if you want to do them. Otherwise, does your character have the edge in line?
What?
In line. No, you're on the right side. Look at the edge section.
What did you say? Sorry.
Elan, E-L-E-A. E-L-A-N.
No.
Okay. Just saying, because if you have the line, it gives you +2 when you spend it. But make sure you work this in line. So I roll a 2. So I have a little web thing. So at this time, your team has not succeeded at this mission, which means I will. You guys are doing really well token-wise, but I will end up with the GM benefit from failing.
But we get to keep re-rolling, or
If she wants to spend a penny, or if somebody wants to spend their nomination chip to have her re-roll.
So what about common bond? I have that.
So common bond means you have your nomination chip, but you always want to spend that one first because it's a freebie basically. And then from that point forward, you can spend your own bennies for someone, as much as you want.
Let's go on nomination.
All right, so you want her to re-roll. So you're spending your nomination for her to re-roll. So
It's a nom because it was a cool idea.
It was a cool idea.
so run re-roll again.
So 6 or 5.
No, we're re-rolling.
Yeah,
So re-roll both dice.
Remember, you can't do this forever.
Yeah. Ah, there we go.
At 12. Here we go.
You succeed.
Yes.
Now, because of the bear success, what I'm going to say is you succeed in capturing a number of the constrictors. You acquire the book. You actually shatter Octavia's system. She bails out of it. She escapes. She manages to just get away, but you end up with the book.
Because she's IQ.
Of course.
So there you go. So that is complete. So that means that the team 1 now has acquired a total of 7 tokens. Now team 2, we have the extraction, as I understand it, of the archaeologist. That's what we're doing here.
That's right.
Your lead on this.
So after finding out about the archaeologists and about the compounded dome where they're having them work for them, we're gonna go in and we're gonna try to go in at night and just do a little quick go in, take out as many people as we need to get to him and get him out of there.
Very good. So what are you doing in support of that?
It will be already with my occult.
So you're going in with the magic?
Yeah.
Bolt here, spell there.
Be ready to help him whenever he needs with my spells casting.
Perfect. And what are you doing? You doing the driving?
I'm gonna be kind of around the place we're supposed to meet the guy with my motorcycle. I'm gonna be looking for any venom minions.
Okay.
If I see one, I'm gonna shoot my 5/7.
Okay, so which skill would you like to use then? Shooting or driving or notice? Because those are the 3 skills you talked about there. It sounds to me like either shooting or driving. And since your driving is a D10 plus 2,
Yeah, I'd say that I'm driving.
So we're gonna go with the driving. So you're doing the driving. So if you did this one, you roll a D10. Yeah.
I forget. Can we also assist in that, or since we've
Right,
done?
your operation's done. You were a separate team. This is
Got it.
the decision. So you're gonna roll a D10. Yes, you roll one of those. And because it is a jackpot, you're a plus 2 for that. So you're actually a net plus 4. Okay. So we are looking at a 9 plus
9
4,
plus 4, so that's
13. So that is 3 successes, which means he's going to roll a plus 3 on top of that just because of you. Now, at this point, I've got a vision in my head of eldritch tendrils of energy taking out bad guys left and right. So it sounds to me like you want to do your spell casting.
Yeah.
All right. So what's your spell casting?
My spells casting
D10.
D10.
So you roll a D10 and a D6. And the better of those, and you're also a plus 2 because of the jackpot condition.
So 64.
So that's 6 plus 2 becomes an 8, which is 2. Oh my god. So you're going in with a plus 5 from your team and a plus 2 on the card. So
you have almost 2 successes. Yeah, roll a 1, you 2 successes.
this is 6. All right, so and I assume you're going in.
Baby.
Yes.
Say hello to my little friend.
Let's go explosion. Come on.
Oh, yes!
So you roll it again.
You guys are killing me.
14 plus
7.
21.
That's
My God.
See?
5. All right. So this team, at the end of round 1, you have acquired the archaeologist, which means you now have an extraordinary source of information. Team 1 has acquired 7 success tokens, which, I mean, the minimum you needed on this round to keep the average was 4, so you're in good shape, and you get 1 free redraw on the next round. Team 2 has acquired 12 success tokens and 2 free redraws. So that's that. All right. So at this point, you guys have had your first round. What do you guys think? Right. As you see, there's a problem in the puzzle solving. There's a reason to reach in and look at all your other cool skills as opposed to just combat, right? And at the same time, a chance to do some really cool scene setting and movie.
I like it because you actually have converted the storytelling element into tactics, which is very, very interesting. So each storytelling unit becomes tactics.
And it literally, you can't move them in one direction or another. You literally are writing your own story.
Yeah.
Now, eventually we'll get to the point to where we have a combat, but you get to write the story and kind of just make it up.
Again, very, very Mission Impossible leverage.
At the end of round 1, how are we doing on the Kickstarter?
We are presently sitting at $5,376. And 10% find us in less
97% funded in an hour and a half with 81 backers.
I'm keeping my 3-hour prediction.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We are cruising through this, and there's a lot of support for you guys. So the feed is going back and forth, but you guys. So
all right. So real quick, I want to make sure that I did not forget. Oh crap! Did I screw that up? I did screw that up. Hang on a second. Here we go. Is there? All right. So, folks, if I want to take a break, this is the game that Freedom Squadron is based on.
Is it for sale here at the show?
No, it is not.
it is not. However, there are less than 50 copies left of this game in print.
Okay.
The only place to get them right now is directly from our company, which you can go to our website, spyglassgames.com. You can order direct from there, and there is a special discount if you get it during the Kickstarter for this campaign only.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys right now that the MVP and you guys are going to vote on who our most valuable player is when we get done, and whoever we all agree is like the most valuable, the most cool stuff, the most Freedom Squadron stuff. Is walking away with a copy of that. Also, I want to be sure that if you haven't gotten one of these, this is a special promo card that you can only get from me, and it is an additional hero that you can put into that game as part of the hero deck. Is there anybody who has not given one of these yet, too? Right. So make sure they get one of these.
Something else we cause passing that out there. Well, stripping and Kickstarter backers. Once friends and foes, the manual unlocks. A special pledge level becomes available for you to get your character, your codename character, in the game, official card carrying character, official artwork will be done by Phil Cho for you, and your character will be added to Rise of the Terror Nuts, the new expansion for the board game.
Right. So anybody who wants to go into that is going to get their character added into the world, both in the board game and the book.
So let's unlock that, guys. I know you're all dying for it. So
anybody else want to get their rest? Not get weeks or get your rest? Okay, cool. Did you get one? Okay. That is, by the way, my character, codename Walker. He's the cold operations specialist.
Can we, Sean? Can you show that to the camera, please?
Which was this?
It's right there. Some people.
So
there it is, guys.
That's the bonus card right there. Codename Walker, the occult operations specialist. And yes, he's so badass. Why not? He's my character. He's shooting zombies in the face. He's particularly useful against Hex and Shadow Staff, the two occult bad guys in the game. So, I forgot to say you guys one other thing. As participants in this, as you guys, which means I will need to make sure you please give me good contact information for you before you leave. Because each of you will receive a PDF of the Freedom Squadron Commandos map at the end of the Kickstarter. By being here and supporting our Kickstarter launch. One of you is going to receive an actual print copy after the Kickstarter. So, we'll figure out how that works. I haven't figured out what the thing on that is. However, real quick, I want to give this out. This is done by Derek A. Kamal. It is published by Shoreless Skies Publishing. This was so one of the guests here at the convention, Vincent Baker, handed me this. It was extremely kind of him to hand this to me, but I told him I would rather use this as a promotional. This is another guest at the convention. This is really cool. It's basically Sons of Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy with mice. So it's kind of crazy, and I want to give this out to one of you guys. And the person I want to give this to is the person who has shown extraordinarily cool creativity and invoked a really neat skill in a way that you would not think, and just showed, I think, the real essence of what this game is about. I want to give this to our first responder using survival to mess with the bad guys. Because one of the goals goals of this system is to pull, and one of the goals I came up with for Freedom Squadron is I wanted to, let's face it, you look at your character sheet and you go, my character should have survival. Does it really do anything well? I don't really get to use survival much. Investigation is another skill that you think investigators, that's a cool thing to do, and we don't really have as much reason to use investigation. Well, you guys just saw, because of this system, we're pulling those skills out and making them front and center, and they really are cool and valuable now. So I got a chance to show that up, so I appreciate you using investigation on that one and you using survival. Those were badass. We're going to take a quick break because I need some more water, and we're going to come back and do round 2 and get on with our mission against the face of the enemy.
More freedom.
More freedom. So quick bathroom, like 5 minutes, guys.
Hey, everyone heard that? Go in the bathroom. Keep talking in the chat. We are still here.
No, you're fine. I'll do it.
You having fun?
Yeah.
How's our questions going?
Oh, a lot. So
Yeah.
Yeah, mine works. Like this? Like I'm just gonna like.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of good questions coming in. People are asking about the books. They're asking about how to unlock them for their stretch goals.
Pretty excited.
I'm sure you guys can hear me. Yes, and again, we're limited copies on the board game, guys. So if you do want it, make sure you buy it quickly. So
Get them while you can get them.
yes, and it's good questions. People are choosing guys on. We've had great success. In fact, I'm going to cut over to.
And guys, I can certainly attest to the fact that we have a lot of stuff in the background that's being done as well. You guys are going to find once it gets done, there's going to be some really cool stuff, extra stuff that you can get, work with, and kind of be a part of.
I'm going to step on screen here. I'm Michael Knight from Spyglass Games, one of the original creators of Venom Assault. Chuck was talking about stuff going in the background, and you may have heard Sean talk about earlier, there is the Global Operations Force. This is a sanctioned playgroup fan club for the RPG and the board game. It is a real thing. We have around 50 members right now. You can actually tune in later tonight on the Kickstarter feed to watch them playing live in our hometown of Denver, Colorado at Total Escape Games, which we want to thank Total Escape Games for doing this for us. We're hosting this live event. You can play in this, it supports. You guys and the GOF will be able to affect this world by what you're doing. There will be a series of adventures that will come out to let you do that. What you do will impact that. So the GOF is a real thing. It's support. It's fun. And you get to join in. In fact, there's one in this room when we're done. We're going to codename it to join the GOF. So it's a real thing.
I want it to matter in a way that once we step up and shine, but not at the sacrifice of everybody else going, well, whenever I get a chance to do something.
We're going to step over here to get some water in the bathroom and right back to the live feed and living guys.
What's that?
I want to assume that that's okay. But you are
Thank you.
We touched many questions on Geo. I touched on a little bit. So if you just want to kind of look at cameras and try to get a run down the Geo. Yes. Some people asked about it.
Hold on a second. I need to find out if this has water or not. If it doesn't, it means one of you guys to get me water.
I'm going to run you to the restroom if you need it.
Oh, that's good. All right.
So we had a few questions about that, so we just kind of touched on it. I was looking kind of go before.
So, hi folks. Give me a chance to do my thing here, and then I will get into answering your questions. That's trash. So trash that for me. Thanks. By the way, let me. Where the hell?
I love how people.
Oh well, that'll work.
Like I'm just like, but I'm not.
Yeah, it's wonderful because so the actual hair dye is special effects cherry bomb.
Okay.
And it goes on more red than this, but as it washes out, it has.
One thing that I've learned doing stuff like this is I need to drink lots and lots of water. So that is a thing. All right, so let me have a little sit down with my friends in the live feed. Hi, I'm Sean Patrick Venn, Vice President. No, actually President of Evil Beagle. Wow, my brain is Swiss cheese right now. And I'm really glad you guys are here and supporting us. Thank you so much. Global Operations Force. Somebody asked about that. That was a question. So I'm intrigued with the idea of building communities. I love creating connectivity that is ongoing. It's not just the moment, but it is an ongoing thing. So if some of you guys remember Shinetar, I did some stuff with the shared campaign ideas. Learned some lessons from that, some things that worked and things that didn't work as well. This time around, we're doing some stuff that we feel like is working really, really well. So the Global Operations Force, it's an in-setting concept. It is basically the expanded military force that Freedom Squadron runs. In real world, what it is a fan club, basically. It's a fan organization that supports general community building and connectivity, a reason to connect online and talk to each other and meet up at conventions and have fun together. It is also a shared narrative experience concept. Now, this is my idea that sort of a variation on the organized play. And I got to give credit to Al Bear, a friend of mine from the Shinetar days, for this. Instead of us establishing modules and all this highly organized and restrictive, you must have this character of this level or what, we're not doing any of that. GMs are going to run the games they want to run, and the Plans and Operations manual will have not only all the rules you need for plans and operations, but a mission generator. So it'll be very easy to generate cool missions for your games. And GMs will be encouraged to just run what they want to run and have a good time, and do so under the auspices of the Global Operations Force. But it's your game to run within the world. Players will be very much encouraged, both players and GMs, to share their stories, to share their narratives, to come into the Facebook group. We're going to have a website that kind of pushes all this as well. To also join in on the Twitter feeds. We have a whole Twitter thing. If you go to hashtag Freedom Squadron RPG, hashtag Freedom Squadron RPG on Twitter, you will find the most amazing stuff going on right now. As I'm talking right now, I've got a ton of people on there using codename Twitter feeds to share and tell really cool stories. Codename Iron, Dancer, Malware, Mainstream, Tundra, Grease, Blackjack, Shocker, Viking, and so many more are on there telling these really cool stories. And they're funny too. I mean, there's some really fun stuff going on there. And you can join in on that. You just create your own Twitter feed, your own in-character Twitter account, and join right in. Also, there's the Worldwide News Network, WNN, and Raymond Rules is the key behind that, although other people are starting to create some content for it. And it's just regular cool news feeds as though it were like CNN, but, WNN, and it's set in the future history of this world. So the shared narrative experience. And then finally, cosplay. One of the things that we're really supporting with this is cosplay. And cosplay basically is not a restrictive kind of thing. Now, if you're going to try to do one of the established IP characters, then you're obviously going to want to try to follow what's going on there. But you can come up with your own outfits. I basically just went to Army Navy store, got this cool vest and black trousers, cool boots and stuff. I'm going to try to get some patches. We're actually working on getting official patches done. Guys, just a little bit. Thanks. So we're trying to get some official patches done that we can put on our uniforms. Chuck Jones, who's playing Whisper, is going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff like that. We're eventually going to get into T-shirts, ball caps, and some other kinds of cool swag that you can use as the basis for your cosplay. But basically, it's going to be totally open-ended and very creative. So it's meant to allow you guys to go as nuts as you want with your cosplay within the realm of cool pseudo-military, advanced future sci-fi. But I mean, you could go to a sporting goods store and put together cool, motocross or lacrosse type stuff or whatever you want, and a cool beret and things like that. And boom, you're cosplaying. We had a really cool event at Genghis Khan. We did this whole thing where we had more cosplay in our big event than they did in the actual cosplay contest, because people were just getting some fatigues, a cool hat, and boom, you're cosplaying for Freedom Squadron. So the Global Operations Force is our way of creating a community that you can have an ongoing relationship with and be a part of. We certainly encourage you right now to join us on the Facebook group for that, which is Freedom Squadron Global Operations Force. And if you're one of those people who likes to really volunteer and get heavily involved in support, we have a special command staff page also So as we identify people who really want to volunteer and support and do cool stuff, we can get it added into that as well. So that's the essence of the Global Operations Force. And the way I like to treat it is anybody who plays in one of my official games is automatically considered part of the Global Operations Force as much as they want to be, right? If you're just not a joiner and you want to do it, I'm not going to make you. But my point is you're in, right? You get your character, you get your code name, and you're in.
And to segue into that, guys, this is Ando. We're at his convention.
Ando of AndoCon.
I'm going to have him talk a little bit with Sean about the con. I'm here. This is my first con, official guest for Spyglass. Having a time of my life. Ando, Sean, take it away.
Thank you so much, Ando.
Well, thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys being here. This has been a blast so far. I'm really enjoying this.
So you're enjoying the game?
Yes. Oh, I'm very much enjoying the game. I've actually only played in the Savage World setting the times that you have run me. So Shintar and now this one. I don't think I've played any others with you yet.
Well, you gotta get into more Savage World.
Yeah, really. It's a lot of fun. I really like the system.
Appreciate that. So the plans and operations, this is a whole new thing.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking of the whole narrative?
I really like it. I especially really enjoy how you set down a mission and then you've got like your lead and then your support and then you have them just sit and talk about it. Like that right there was, I've been playing RPGs for a lot of years now, and that was a lot of fun to be able to huddle up and sort of make our own plans. And it just really came through all right. I mean, even if my particular showing was, didn't have that many.
Still had a cool story.
Yeah, it was absolutely. And that's the great thing about it, that even when it failed, it was still fun and it still moved the story forward. So
and the idea there was because people like to do big mission planning, right?
Yeah,
they like to be very engaged with want to have a plan. But they end up falling into a hole, and there's like 2 or 3 guys who are arguing the entire time, and everybody else like, "Can we just get on with it, please?"
Yeah, exactly.
This structures that. This turns that into a thing that everyone must engage with. No one's left out.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's coming across.
Yeah, totally. It is.
All right. Well, again, AndoCon. If you want to find a really cool, that is pure gaming-oriented gaming convention, you got to come to this show.
And particularly one of the things, if I can piggyback off that and say specific gaming focus, like everything that we do here is somehow related to gaming. We don't have any none of the guests or the celebrities will just sit and charge you $50 for an autograph. We have guests that come and lead games for us, all of the, we've got, we even give a special dedicated room to RPGs because they kind of have their own concerns that they need to be treated differently. So we try really hard to make sure that everything that we do revolves around gaming. So if you enjoy analog gaming and you're in the Southeast, we absolutely want you to come because you're our audience. That's it.
Come, it's great.
Yeah.
All right, so a little while, I'm going to get Eddie in here. We're going to have a little conversation. We'll do that during the next break.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Let's get back to the game.
Back to the game, everyone. Let's kill some more soldiers.
For freedom! For freedom!
Every time you do that, there's a backer at 52. You're giving us $50, right?
I just wanted to.
Katie Perry, I was wondering if the books will have rules or suggestions on how to use all the cool NPCs without having them outshine the PCs. Absolutely, as a matter of fact. So the context concept is one that you see where there's when you're doing these missions, these particular things, so you can have outside characters come in and roll support. So you could have one of the cool characters that is known in the IP, like the Walker character we talked about in the card, things like that. You could call him in if the GM was willing to, and have him roll his investigation roll or something like that to support your effort to solve a challenge. And therefore, he's on stage. He's part of what's going on. He's a cool, badass character helping, but he's not outshining because it's still your challenge to finish. So there you go, right there. All right, let's get back to it. Now, on this round, each of your teams will be pursuing your investigations and your operations and things like that. You're going to have 3 cards. So it's 1 additional challenge per team that you're going to have to get through. I see we're missing a couple of folks, but we'll get them in here in a minute or 2. But I'm going to go ahead and get the cards out there so each team can be thinking about what they want to do. Now, I will also point out, your team currently has 1 free redraw. What that means is you get out of the 3 cards that come out, you can go, I don't want that one. So you'll spend this, and you'll hope the next card isn't worse.
Yeah. And we're doing a total of 3 rounds of these, right?
Yes, this is our 2nd round, and then we have 1 more round of that. Now, I'm going to tell you that you must use the redraws now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that can only be used on this round.
Yeah. Okay.
Your team has 2 free redraws, so you can get rid of 2 of these cards. And again, if you get to use it or lose it, because you will get new opportunities for redraws based on your success.
So we could theoretically say redraw one of them and then redraw that one again.
Yes, you have a little more insurance there. All right, so with that being the point, Team 1, we first have a tactical situation normal. So that's a pretty decent situation. Team 2, your first card is a tactical snafu.
Redraw
that. So, same skills, but it's opposition by a D10 with a wild die. Team 1, your next challenge is a wow, a lot of tactical going on here. Apparently, this is going to be a big time combat thing. Tactical with a bit of luck. So that's 2 tactical challenges, right? Team 2, interaction. We haven't seen one of these yet. This is an interaction challenge at interference. Interference means -2, but the interaction means you're using intimidation or investigation, performance, persuasion, streetwise, or taunt. So this is where the face characters are meant to kind of step up and shine if you have that kind of character. I will point out 3 of the 4 types of challenges call upon investigation. I did that on purpose. So the investigation and the investigator characters have lots of ways in which they contribute. So this is known as investigation ones. Again, streetwise though, and a lot of characters may have streetwise but they don't have anything else, is a perfectly viable way to solve this challenge. And then the third card for Team 1 is a covert challenge, but it is at a major issue. So that one is a flat -4. So you have 2 tactical challenges and a covert. Now I'm going to point out what's interesting there is, okay, none of those are good cards, right? But 2 tactical challenges, if you don't have enough tactical people, you may have to consider whether or not you want to try for something different. You know, in your situation, it's obvious that from a pure math perspective, you may have enough covert. However, if you have a heavy covert team, maybe you don't. These are where the problem and puzzle solving comes in. And then finally, the last card for Team 2 is a tactical disaster. Disaster is the worst possible card. This challenge is against the enemy leadership opposition die and is at -4.
I'm thinking reroll.
Well, it's a good thing we have.
And there's a failure consequence on this card. I didn't get into these failure consequences. Failure consequence is everyone on this team suffers 1d3 wound.
Oh yeah.
We have a reroll for the snafu and the disaster, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's get rid of the disaster.
Get rid of the disaster first.
I mean, just see what comes up.
So
You guys agree?
does team 2 agree on getting rid of the disaster?
Yeah.
So this is spent and the disaster is gone. I forgot to cover the failure on the other card. We'll get those in a minute. You are replacing it with a tactical at interference. So basically, you still have a tactical challenge, but you managed to rearrange things because of your success in your previous round. You had enough advanced information, enough intelligence developed, and enough of an advantage
You reframe the scenario.
that you reframe the scenario so that it's not as bad. You still have 1 redraw to consider. We need to get the rest of y'all's players here.
Ando is doing Ando concept.
Yeah.
Where's our other person?
I don't know where Talus is.
All right, well, I'm going to take. Could you look outside and see if, and go ahead and open the door back up, just because.
Endo closed because he's having a conversation out there. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what she.
Okay. Well,
So this is the last chance we're going against you.
He's talking past them.
are you doing now?
No, this is the last chance we're going against you.
Yes. If you don't spend this now, you'll go away anyway.
Yes, so I'm thinking.
On this.
Yeah, the other one is really bad. Yeah.
And by the way, the snafu on a tactical challenge means the team lead would suffer a D3 wound.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, for this now.
So you're spending your last redraw,
Yep.
and you are instead getting a covert snafu.
Oh.
Well, it's better for us. We're better.
So the covert snafu is
Alright.
a computer's electronics investigation, etc. Now, the failure condition on a covert snafu is the team lead is, quote, on the run, gaining an enemy or wanted at minors. So you're going to end up developing an additional hindrance that you get no additional benefit for. Not as bad as suffering wounds, but still you end up with either you're being hunted by an organization or the law perhaps, or you have a new enemy that you develop.
It's the wrong people. I think we want to dump our
All right.
issue, right?
All right, so team 1, back to you.
Yeah, we've got one. We've got one. We have two.
Yeah.
I think
It's a major issue, not a snafu, but still, it's,
So major issue
we've got a
on
neutral, a bonus, and a negative.
the team lead would end up with on the run, getting into hindrance.
I say we ditch try the major
Yeah,
issue.
I'm with you on that one.
All right, sorry, we want to.
Yeah, we should do that.
All right, so you're spending your one free redraw.
Yep.
But you're getting rid of the covert major issue, and you're hoping it's going to be the disaster instead.
Exactly right.
We have a higher dice.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Oh my God! It's a covert and situation.
All right.
Okay.
Very nice.
So
That's
once again, because of the advantage and because of the successes, you managed to develop enough information to, as Andy said, reframe the situation out of being major issue into just situational. So that all worked out pretty well for you guys. Now we have. Did we read? Oh yeah, we did. Okay. So now we have a new round in which you have to figure out. Now here's the thing. Yes, we are there. So here's the thing. You have 3 challenges now. So you guys kind of were able to seriously gang up on the challenges before with one person in the lead to support. Now, depending on you've got to have at least 3 team leads. So you got to figure out how you're going to back people up. With the ones like you still have a covert snafu sitting there.
Yeah.
So that being the case, more support on that challenge probably is a good idea because you're going to want to get as many chances as possible to get bonus support for that challenge. But you do have 2 other challenges that are seeing the interference. So Team 2 is kind of in a rough situation here.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of challenges to kind of face here. It's going to take some real thinking and some real application and some luck.
Right.
Meanwhile, Team 1, you got a couple of tacticals, so that starts telling you a story about being more direct rate, but you also have a covert,
Which Mr. Smith would probably go.
Yeah.
So let the planning begin.
All right, so we have.
Not garbage itself, I had to do but it's not.
Maybe that would be the piled up on there.
Either that or I mean tactical, because obviously I'm a sniper, so I should.
I definitely should be picking that one up
Okay.
because
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want
we
to?
don't have a lot of tactical stuff, so we
Maybe
can have that strong now.
really good at it, and 1, 2,
You're really.
We've done that.
You want to be a leader?
Okay,
Sure.
I think I can let you that one.
Wow.
Okay.
I looked at this, some questions come up like,
Because
make sure they just have it.
That
Well, while they're doing that,
you and I either supporting him. What do you guys know?
all right. So these are not the pretty ones. This is what the pretty ones are going to look like. All right, they're going to have the cool art and all that. So that's the graphic design. Actually, the microphone's over here. That's the graphic. That's the graphic design. But did some adjustments. Actually, but
The other option is.
Let me show you.
I'm not gonna- so that's the graphic design. So, but the actual cards are going to
So we've
have
got 2 medics.
this kind of information with that graphic design. So you'll see it's a covert at major issues, so it tells you what kind of skills are required by the team lead, to successfully do it. And it tells you the conditions. In this case, the condition was major issue, which meant all rolls would be at -4, both support and team lead. And if there's a failure, the team lead is, quote, on the run. They gain a new hindrance. So the worst cards have negative conditions. The tactical, you see a different set of skills used for that. And Snafu tells you it's an even worse set of conditions. So basically, these cards give the players an understanding of a type of challenge, what skills the team lead must use to finally resolve the challenge, and the prevailing conditions that the team faces in addressing the challenge. What they don't tell you is specifically like where you're going or what you're doing. These are meant to be open-ended, so the players get to tell the story about what's going on. Now, in the pledge levels, there's the digital version where you'll get a print and play version of these cards, which you download the PDF and print out on cardstock. But we also are going to have them available as an actual print and shipped to you product. So there you go. And these are pretty vital to the plans and operations rules. It doesn't really work well without them. So that's why you would need both the plans and operations manual and these cards. But using them in conjunction you get the full experience. So I'm going to get back to the table and see what's going on.
We both gang up on her and try to kill her.
So we're gonna, yeah, what's going on with that?
And then if you
They can track where it's catch her.
So here's what we were thinking. Our plan was that she's gonna try to basically sneak us into the base and steal a tank that I would get right in like drifting and whatever. So basically, we get right.
One of the things I love about this is watching the players run off with their own ideas. I'll be honest, it's kind of a GM cheat. I can kind of hang back for a minute and just see what plays out while they're fully engaged with the characters and the story.
So however, we'll answer this how we all do it. We're on the right way. So here's how the story is.
What you also fire.
So it looks like Team 1 and Team 2 have plans. So I think everybody back in the It looks like we have Commando Gas taking lead on the Bit of Luck tactical challenge, with Commando Diallo backing him up.
Actually, Commando Stack.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's Stack. Oh, that's
Yeah, we both look alike. My perception roll was low.
Commando Diallo, would you like to trade up to try to get a figure that looks okay for you, or would you like the one you got? Yeah. Or let's go with
that. Yes.
Yeah.
Is that right? Is this your character?
Yeah.
You got it?
That's that one.
All right, so
It is a very sad.
one of the things I'm actually trying to encourage is people of color in the miniature.
Ain't that the truth?
Seriously?
We need a lot more people of color in miniature production. All right, so we're going to switch up Diallo to this. So that means it is Commando Stack backing up Commando Gas on a tactical. The other tactical is Petrov with Talus. And the covert challenge has Commando Diallo backing up Commando Bueno. He who can't tell me anything. Meanwhile, Team 2, we have Commando. I'm sorry, I can't see the cards. Solsky backing up Commando Silva. We have Kearns apparently is going to tackle that interaction challenge. All by him, little Irish self.
Make it rain, Eddie.
While Commando Grimson with the backup of Commando Ticker and Whisper are going after the Snafu covert. Team 2, we're going to start with you. Which of the challenges do you want to address first?
Because we have actually a full plan, so
let's go with it.
The idea is that I'm going to try to convince and ultimately liquidate some of the key security credentials at the location. Get that to the covert teams that can break in to get the government. I'm not sure what that is yet. Right. And then the tactical team will help them with their exit.
Okay, so the tactical team will be pulling them out.
Yep.
So we are going after something.
Yes. We leave it opens that way. Team 1's narrative tying to ours.
All right. So if that being the case, since you have left it open, I am then going to kick it over.
Exactly. Let them start, and then it's okay. We need to get X. I will pull.
And this is where the shared narrative comes into play, right? They're actually going to play off of what you guys come up with. So.
All right. So even though. Bueno, okay. He's taking the lead. Commando Bueno doesn't know his way around the terrain. We have activity on the run. So now we're trying to track her and find her. But since Commando Bueno doesn't know his way around the forest, I'm helping him out with that by navigating the hazards of the forest.
Okay, so you are navigating Wayno through the forest. What is Wayno doing? This is a covert challenge, so which of the skills are we looking at here?
We are going to quietly try to track down the dangerous Octavia, right? Since I know so much about her, I know her methods. I believe my investigation abilities with his forest use could shorten the distance between us or I can possibly call in our more tactical friends.
There we go.
They will possibly be able to.
We're hoping her weakened state from what our sniper did to her.
All right, I like it. I like it. So we're going to do the covert operation first, which is combination of. So with Diallo, what are you rolling in support here?
I'm gonna roll survival.
Survival again. Okay, so it is a situation normal. So you have whatever bonuses you have, and no penalties apply.
All right, 7.
So we are at 7, which will net a +1 on top of Elena's efforts. So you're at a +1 plus whatever you can throw at this.
Okay, I am doing investigation. So that's going to be a +3.
All right, so you're at a net +4 on this.
Let's see, 6 plus 4, 10.
So you are 2 away from a 3rd success. If you want to Benny that, he said, hinting at throwing Benny it. And I'd say extra effort would be the way to go.
Extra effort it is.
3.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take first.
So that nails you the 3 net successes that you would want in order to 1 be ahead of the game still, and 2 get a free redraw on the last round. So there's 3 more success tokens for the team and a redraw. We're going to trade those up for another fiber. Coloring up the chips, as it were. The reds count for 5, obviously. So there we go. So you guys have, as you say, closed the gap. You're coming in on her. Now, you actually, let me throw some narrative in. This is in the, well, quite frankly, it's the jungles of Brazil at this point, because it started out in Alvarado City, and you guys are out in the jungles of Brazil, and she's actually headed towards which would be an extraction point that is covered by some pretty heavy venom forces, which would explain why we're going to need some good tactical operation on this one. Now, do we want to switch over, or do you guys want to go ahead and wrap this up? Because that sounds to me like it's going to be better if we go ahead and do all of Team 1, so we end up with a plot point that feeds.
Yeah, that would be great.
We need to know where y'all are before we can.
All right, so which of these 2 tacticals do we want to do next?
We're last. Were we last or were we second?
Whichever way we want to do it, because it works either way.
I think you guys should go last.
I think
Knowing what your plan is.
That sounds good.
You guys go last. You guys go ahead.
All right, sounds to me like it's stacking gas.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing for the tactical operation to try to capture?
So I think so. This is you and your actually. So go, yeah.
So we're running and gunning. We're going in and taking out all our people and whittling it down to just for.
All right, so there's constrictors, which are their jungle operation forces. But as Michael indicated, you get there. Oh no, there's some pythons.
Oh no.
Pythons.
Those are constrictors.
Those are constrictors. Those are their jungle operators. As pythons are a nasty business, they require heavy weapons to take out because they are wearing converted tank armor as body armor, and the shield they have has kinetic absorption ability to absorb anything, like so. Heavy weapons are necessary, so that's why it's a good thing that you're there, and it's a good thing you have the Barrett, because that is the world's most dangerous sniper rifle, and it is in fact a heavy weapon. So that's what you guys are up against, and you have to get through to get to her. All right, with that being the case, Gas, Stack, what are you doing to support Gas?
All right, so I don't know how these play together, so let me try this out here. So the reason that Stack is a medic right now is he used to be a very gung-ho, aggressive, getting into the shit kind of fighter, right? But he's kind of he's had some traumatic experiences due to his combat experiences. He's a bit of a pacifist, but he has that fighter spirit in him. Right. So I'm hoping to leverage this combo fighting frenzy attack thing and back him up with that.
I was going to have Berserker thing on.
And that's perfectly fine. You have pacifist minor. Pacifist minor means that you do not open up with lethal combat unless you absolutely have to.
Right.
So you have to kind of push through it. Is the general established rules version of that. So you are all over it. I'm reaffirming that you have the right idea that you prefer to look for non-lethal ways. And of course, you can get in there and be as aggressive as you need to. You're not necessarily having to kill anybody. So you're making a way through. So it sounds to me like you'll be relying upon your fighting, and because of the good story and the good invocation of your special abilities, I'm going to give you a +1.
Oh, awesome. All right.
So, and you're already at +2 because of a bit of luck. So you guys managed to get the jump on the forces that you're up against, which is where the bit of luck comes in. So you're at a +3 on this roll.
+3 on
Which is good because it actually will buy you a success. So Jason, hello. We doing good? Everything? Yeah.
We're
thank
set.
you.
Thank you, Richard.
That was Jason, who's the banquet manager, checking on us, and he's been awesome. So
Yeah, it's been awesome. Thanks so much.
thank you very much, Jason. All right, so what that does mean is that you have succeeded. I mean, you had a little bit of a rough spot on it,
Sure.
but then you're like remembering, how to dig down deep, and you got in there, and you're starting to take some guys down, getting them out of the way, so that Gast can.
Same thing. Gast's gonna follow up with his fat stone minigun. And clear the forest. A little bit of deforestation there.
Make a roadway per se. Make a roadway per se.
So as I said, this is not pew 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 and nobody ever falls down. This is combat. There's a best minigun that is chewing some bad guys up. So you are at +2 because of the card and +1 because of the successful support of you, sir. And that's +3 so far. And that's pretty +3.
So am I attacking or am I?
You're using your shooting. But it's just the attack is based on your shooting. Sometimes you have a bonus based on things. The dice are not being kind.
No.
You are currently at 6, which is a single success on this challenge. Which, I mean, you guys are ahead of the game, so not so bad. But
Spend a penny?
you could totally spend a penny. In your shoes, the odds are I would go with a reroll.
Yeah. Let's do
All right. And of course, it worked out perfectly for him as he blows that 10 up. That dice explode.
Oh!
Oh my God! Why did I suggest?
Again!
I think we can move out.
That's
51.
50 what?
51.
Hang on.
51 is the number he just rolled, everyone.
That is the most successes ever generated on one challenge in this entire process since I started running it.
And that's a freedom fact.
That is a freedom fact. For freedom.
So we're good. We're just left out. We're going to watch.
By the way, as a side note, David and I have known each other since high school. And so you show up at my game this many years later and ruin it. Thanks a lot. So 51, geez.
Am I on the phone with Silva, the librarian?
So it's divided by 4. So you just generated 12 successes?
We're over 30.
Yes!
12
12
successes.
successes
50%.
on one freaking challenge. By the way, what that right now that puts the team at 22. So you already have succeeded in full mission necessity before you even got to the 3rd round. You're 1 away from the +5 benefit value. Kind of hating you right now.
Did you count his +1? Because that'll give us another success.
I love you,
Damn you.
Except thank you.
These lines are perfect.
All right, dude. We have cinema it up. Give me the cinema. Give me the scene for you. Give me the scene for you.
All right. So I see he's heading in, and I see he's about to get surrounded, and he's really in danger there. And I start trying with the non-lethal stuff, and I see that it's not working with the heavily armored guys. So he just kind of snaps back into his old Navy SEAL style combat mode days and starts working the perimeter around, just trying to keep people off him, dropping them left and right. Yeah.
And then
I open up, rock and roll.
Yep.
And
Do you have music
just
playing in the background?
yeah.
what is the song playing right now?
5 Finger Death Club, you got your 6.
All right, so and there are pythons everywhere.
Yeah. And I'm just clearing the forest.
And if
Nothing
I may,
more than 3 feet high.
if I may embellish, you actually there's a venom extraction craft, and you come bursting through the trees and blow it to smithereens.
Yeah.
You absolutely blow the freaking. So there is no extraction craft, and now Octavia is in the woods again.
Can I ask for a quick back insertion here to help us?
Yes.
Is the extraction craft has data on where jackknife space is?
With a 12 success,
Yes.
you absolutely can name
Cool.
that.
And then we are signing up. They're done.
So you blow it up, yet somehow the black box and computer stuff does survive. Meanwhile, as I said, we have Octavia fleeing through the woods with no extraction and no support.
All right.
It's y'all.
Okay, so what our plan is now that there are no more pythons and the extraction craft is gone, question: are there other vehicles along the lines of tanks or other ATVs that were here at this place?
Do you want there to be?
Yes,
Then
specifically, I was looking for a tank.
Yes.
Okay.
So all but one of said tanks is currently on fire, or the treads are shredding, but you managed to get the one he hasn't destroyed yet.
Well, so this is probably because our original thought had been to use stealth, but that's no longer necessary. So what support are we going to run into now?
So I was thinking that, like, the joints on the armor are still like vulnerable, right?
Right?
Okay,
Right.
so I'm
Well, John
thinking that
Thompson's
I
so.
go up and I do all sorts of like acrobatic head snapping to the crew of the tank.
All right.
And just sort of like, who needs armor if your head is the other way
Well,
around?
to rewind, the Python guys, no, their joints are not. They're like totally integrated battle suits. But that's okay. Gas had that handled. You're going after the actual tank crews, though, or which are normal guys. You're going in and ripping them all out of said tank so that then Petrov can have a tank.
Yeah,
Which I really
Ho
want.
ho ho! Now I have a tank too.
It's like Batman, you know, it's like they look one way and then the other guy disappears and all that.
Very good. So to me, that means it sounds to me like either you want to vote for stealth or more fighting.
I would like to do fighting.
Fighting
works.
And could I use a dirty fighter for that since I'm sort of.
You're voting dirty fighter. I will throw a +1 on top of your roll for that. This is a situation normal, so you are rolling your fighting at +1.
Okay, that is a 9.
9 is 2 successes, so you're off and running with that. Now, I will point out, but by the way, even though he blew the doors off and got crazy, each challenge still must be met. Okay. So even with all those success tokens, if for some reason they had not succeeded, I still get a risk reward because one of the challenges didn't work out right. Nonetheless, there you are. So 2 successes on that. Not quite enough for a third redraw in the next round, but you guys are sitting pretty good. So, wait a minute.
No, that's
Why did you do that?
That's +2 to roll.
Sorry, that was a support roll.
Yes,
Rewind that. I totally screwed that up. That wasn't the main roll yet.
Yeah.
That was just Talis giving Petrov +2.
Yes. So now that I have a tank as well, I am going to be tearing off after Octavia through the jungle with a tank. With a tank. Yep. Because at this point, she needs to stop running, and I want to make that happen with a tank.
There is a driving check. I see nothing else for this with a driving
Yep,
check.
driving. Here we go with a +2 from you. So.
Also, I believe you wanted to drift for that tank.
Yeah, I mean, well, considering that there's been mild deforestation, I mean, some
You're
drifting.
drifting the tank.
I'm a stunt driver. I'm drifting a tank.
Find me an image of one of the Venom tanks.
Sean, you can't get it.
Oh!
You can in fact drift a tank.
Pass that down.
Yes.
As Commando Petrov.
If it is
So, by
money
the way, that is the tank that you are currently.
Yes. Yeah, I can't even see it, Sean.
You grabbed a soul flare, which is basically.
Oh, even better, it's double barrel.
No,
Sweet.
yes.
And
No
double
launchers.
rods.
And 4 sets of independent treads. So that is the insanity that you're driving. So let's see the roll.
Okay, that is currently a 7.
Is that with the +2?
Yes, that's with the +2.
All right, so you're sitting on a single success unless you want